Big story coming in on India first, and it's a major development taking place on the high seas. The United States has seized another oil tanker. News just coming in. Washington's growing use of its maritime strength, its maritime power to enforce US sanctions. That this again was a pre-dawn operation. That's the information that's coming in. US Marines and sailers operating under the Joint Task Force Southern Spear. They were launched from on board the USS Gerald R Ford, the US Navy aircraft carrier battle group, and they've apprehended one oil tanker, Olena. Of course, this was without an incident. This was in coordination with the Department of Homeland Security. We are told that the US is now tightening the screws. It's tightening the enforcement on global energy routes. Questions are being raised about: one, unilateral actions; two, supply chain risks and the message that is being sent out to energy importing countries. And this is happening at a time when New Delhi has clearly said that energy security and national interests will guide our decisions. I quickly want to bring in my colleague Rohit Sharma joining us live from Washington, D.C. Rohit, what more details do we have? What flag was this tanker? Where was the tanker going? Where was it intercepted?
So this, early this morning, the United States, overnight, I should say, seized another tanker. And this is, again, to try and control the flow of oil to and from Venezuela. The tanker name, the motor, is known as the Olena, and it was seized in the Caribbean Sea. An operation, as you said, was conducted by the Coast Guard and the Joint Task Force of the Southern Spear. And this Olena, again, was a sanctioned vessel, a sanctioned tanker, something the U.S. called as a ghost fleet tanker, suspected of carrying embargoed oil. Interestingly, Olena has also visited 3 Indian ports before it was sanctioned. We're still trying to get to understand if it made those trips to India, but it definitely visited India thrice. It went to Jamnagar, where is Reliance refineries. It went to Kochi, where we got the Indian oil refineries, and another port in India. So this was, again, seized by the U.S. because U.S. believes that this was carrying embargoed oil.
Okay.
They were tracking this. It was sanctioned by the U.S. and the G7 countries. And overnight, early this morning, I should say, the U.S. seized it in the Caribbean Sea.
Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more as we await the U.S. Supreme Court decision on Trump tariffs. But it's also D-Day for U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff playbook, because